Wow. The Zack Martin news is bigger than Zack Martin. I'm about to tell you what this means for the Dallas Cowboys going forward. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's talk facts. Well, first of all, let's be real. This has been a terrible season for Zack Martin. Zack Martin has been doing a lot of uncharacteristic things, or allowing a lot of uncharacteristic things. I mean, he's gotten multiple hold calls in a season, which he hasn't had a lot, but just the fact of saying holding call in the same sentence with Zack Martin is absolutely insane. Zack Martin is strong, a tactician, and for a long time was literally the pinnacle of his position. I mean, Zack Martin was automatic Pro Bowl, automatic All-Pro. I mean, Zack Martin has been the epitome of what it means to be a top Hall of Fame guard in this league. He's in the all-decade team of the 2010s, so he's pretty much guaranteed the Hall of Fame. And let's look at a few things that it says about Zack Martin, but I also want to tell you what I mean by it's the end of an era. Athlon Sports reveals the Cowboys reveal horrible Zack Martin news that could be career-ending. This is not the way the legendary Zack Martin wanted to go out, but his surgery may end his illustrious Dallas Cowboys career. Says here the Dallas Cowboys enter Week 14 in a critical position, hosting the Cincinnati Bengals at AT&T Stadium on Monday night, and now they will be doing it without the help of Zack Martin this week, this year, and maybe forever. Riding a 2-game winning streak, Dallas aims to maintain momentum in their playoff push despite a 5-7 trailing the 8-5 Washington Commanders. Despite sitting at 5-7, trailing the 8-5 Washington Commanders in the NFC East standings. Injuries continue to challenge the Cowboys, but the team remains determined to make a statement and stifle the Bengals' high-flying offense. They will not get help from the future Hall of Fame guard. However, as on Thursday, head coach Mike McCarthy announced here inside the Star that the iconic perennial Pro Bowler Martin will undergo season-ending ankle surgery. Going into this year, the standout lineman had missed just 11 games in 11 years due to injury. But as of this moment, the former first-round pick out of Notre Dame has been sidelined with injuries to both ankles and to his shoulder. All along, Martin, 34, was contemplating retirement after this season. But obviously, this is not the way that he wanted to go out. He's going to be missed, said McCarthy, of the non-time All-Pro. I think that's it. I think that meant 9-time. Of the 9-time All-Pro. We're not going to replace Zack Martin by any means. He brings so much to the team and the team culture. We all recognize what kind of player he's been here in Dallas, but the type of person he is, people gravitate to him. His leadership, he'll definitely be missed in that area. And again, let's be real. Zack Martin was having a terrible season. Very uncharacteristic of Zack Martin. And I just wonder if some of this has something to do with the way Jerry did this team this year. I mean, Zack Martin, if he had been contemplating retirement, I just wonder, we talk about he didn't want to go out on injury. Well, did he want to go out on the Dallas Cowboys actually letting go of 9 starters and throwing a fit because they lost to the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs, that Jerry would basically say, I'm going all in on these young guys, putting even more pressure on Zack Martin? I mean, we have to understand what's been around Zack Martin. I mean, it's been pretty bad. This offensive line, up until when Zack gets hurt and they start doing some reorganization, Guyton's hurt, and the line has been looking a little bit better. But let's be careful about that, because I don't believe the competition has been all that good. But I think there is some promise here in what they have constructed with the line since Zack Martin has been hurt. But when I think about Zack Martin, I don't think about just Zack Martin. And what I mean by the end of an era, I think as the Dallas Cowboy fans, I think we need to start realizing that this team is about to change in the next 3 to 4 years. When I think about Zack Martin, I think about Travis Frederick. Zack Martin was drafted in 2014. Frederick was drafted in 2013. And then I think about Tyron Smith. He was drafted in 2011. And there was a time, Dak's, I think, first season for sure, but with Romo, that those three guys were dominant at their positions. They were extremely dominant at their positions. And what I mean by the end of an era, this Cowboys team eventually is going to get younger. Frederick, we lost to a disease. Tyron Smith, we lost because we save money. Zack Martin is now injured, but even if Martin hadn't been injured, I don't think they were bringing back Zack Martin next year anyway. I think they were already going to let go of Zack Martin. So either way, it was going to be the end of an era. And it's a travesty when you see guys like Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick and now Zack Martin, they leave the Dallas Cowboys without a Super Bowl ring, especially when you think about that they were literally the best at their positions probably in the NFL at any given time. And now Zack Martin is signifying that there's about to be a change on this team. You saw in the thumbnail, Ezekiel Elliott, he was on there. Zeke was never the same after Travis Frederick left. We see where now Dak Prescott, is going into his 10th season, 11th season, 31 years old. It's only a matter of time before Dak Prescott is done here too. I mean, to me, when I look at this thing with Zack Martin, it is just honestly the end of an era. A lot of these players, they were in kind of this era. And we're about to see that all of these players, it's just, man, time flies. It is hard to imagine. But sooner than later, the entire era of Tony Romo, Dak Prescott, along with Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, and Zack Martin, even Ezekiel Elliott, we're just watching, honestly, the end of an era. And it's about time to usher in the new. Dallas Cowboys, they're replacing these positions. And it's only a matter of time that Dak Prescott eventually, probably in the next 3 to 4 years, Dak Prescott will be the end of the era. And it will be a brand new era of Dallas Cowboys with guys I'm really excited to see. The Deron Blands, the DeMarvion Overshones. I mean, the Michael Parsons, the CeeDee Lambs, and I don't know, they may actually be gone from here in 3 to 4 years. But I know that I think the Deron Bland, Overshone, and some of these other young guys, they are the beginning of a new era of Dallas Cowboys. And I hate to see Zack Martin go. I hate he didn't get a Super Bowl. But at the same time, I have to admit, time goes on. And if the Lord allows me to continue to live, I'll be excited for the next era of Dallas Cowboys too. It's going to be my time. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. So the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Post another video. Peace.